And so, by popular demand, this is the Minimal Phone review. So the Minimal Phone, it's the phone I'm using daily as my daily driver since 4 months. So this review is a 4 months review. It replaced my Punkt MP02, and here is what I think about it. This is because it was requested by one of my viewers. Thank you very much for a very good idea. And although I don't really want to make videos with reviews of dumb phones, because there are better channels than mine that do exactly that, I think it's a very, very good middle ground between a smartphone and a totally dumb phone. And I've got some experience in that regard because I was using the Punkt MP02 for a very, very long time. Half of my family uses Punkt's MP02. My daughter uses a Punkt MP02 right now. And the Punkt MP02 is a really dumb phone, classy, very well designed, but really dumb phone. It just does calling, texting, even the calendar, is basic. So the Punkt MP02 is dumb, and a smartphone is really too smart. And the Minimal Phone basically is placed somewhere in between. It has two things that are excellent for this kind of devices. First of all, it has e-ink, and the e-ink is not really a very sharp, very crisp screen, but it's a rather an old school panel. I don't know the model, but it doesn't really matter. And because it's old school, basically consuming media on this phone is really painful. If you have some kind of comparison you can make, the Bigme Hybrid Pro I was using has such a crisp screen. You can watch videos on YouTube on that. You can browse photos, It's not completely impossible, very uncomfortable. Whereas on the Minimal Phone, it's just such a poor experience. If you don't want to watch media, but for example, as I do, you want to have the possibility to download your preferred podcast application and listen to your favorite podcasts, or maybe you want to use the phone to listen to a YouTube video or to a YouTube speech or to some kind of a lecture that is posted on YouTube, but you don't want to look at the screen, at the video basically, but you just want to listen to the audio, the Minimal Phone is excellent for that. And because it's a normal Android smartphone, you can basically install whatever you want. I am using Obsidian on my Minimal Phone, and it's really comfortable. I can search information if I need to inside of my notes. So it's a very good middle ground between the totally dumb phone and a full-fledged flagship smartphone. And there is a second element that I love about this phone. It's the QWERTY hardware keyboard. Maybe because I was a user of Blackberries, but either way, I love hardware keys. I prefer hardware keys to an on-screen keyboard by far. And And this phone has a QWERTY keyboard, and it's a kind of very well designed QWERTY keyboard. And what I did on my minimal phone is that I have completely ditched the launcher, which is a proprietary launcher by the company itself. And I have installed the old school BlackBerry launcher on this phone. And what it allows me to do is that I can configure that pressing a key makes something. You can either launch an application if you want, but it's not my preferred use. My preferred use is to, when I press a key, it's a speed dial, and I can call somebody, and so I have put all my family and half of my frequent contacts on speed dial, and just when the phone is unlocked and I press one of the hardware buttons, it makes the call. This is something I have used last time when I was using the BlackBerry Key 1, and this is very comfortable to use. This is very cool. And so those are the two main excellent functions of this phone. I could add a third one, which is an audio jack, a 3.5 millimeter old school jack. And since I am using excellent wired planar magnetic headphones, I love the fact that the jack is on board. I don't have to use USB-C to jack dongles, which I hate. Lots of people criticize that the screen is very poor quality. I think it's a really big advantage of the screen, and actually another thing that is good about the screen is that it has a non-flickering amber light. So it's not a backlight, it's a front light, because on e-ink screens it's a front light, and so it's amber and it's non-flickering. It's very good for the eyes, so if you have to use it at night, you can set it at a very low intensity amber color, so it does not disrupt your circadian rhythm. And I don't really think the screen is so bad. It's clearly not as sharp, as crisp as the Bigme Hybrid Pro, of course, but hey, the purpose of this phone is to make you do everything you would normally do on a smartphone, but less comfortably and more slowly. I can use all my banking apps. I can use all my two-factor authentication apps. I can use Obsidian, which I have installed, but neither of those experiences is so fluid, so magical that I want to just, spend time using the phone. I'm just using it when I need to do something with it, and I can obviously not use a PC or a laptop for that. But, if I had my laptop right next to me, I would for sure prefer using my laptop instead of my phone, because the phone slows me down. And one additional thing that is important for me, this phone is not looking as a smartphone. If my kid is seeing me with this, my kid knows that this is a phone, it's not a smartphone. And it was precisely the reason for which I was using also the Punkt MP02, because it looks like a phone and not a smartphone. In our family, it's normalized that we use phones and not smartphones. So that is my review of the minimal phone, I have arrived, and this review is now over. Thank you very much. And so, as you can see on the screen, there is fair amounts of ghosting, and I think it's a positive of this screen. If you hate ghosting, really, you have a key on the side, and you can press this key. It's a refresh key, and now the ghosting is gone. And it has some. If you press the refresh key and you keep it pressed, you have some settings, and there is 3 modes on the here on the bottom of this setting page. And the mode with the 3 triangles is the most rapid, but it drops by half in resolution. And there is also a mode with 2 triangles that for static images uses the most resolution, but if you move the screen or if there is something that moves on the interface, it basically switches automatically to the faster mode. But I don't like it because it makes the screen really flicker a lot. And here on the power button you have the Touch ID reader, you can unlock it with your finger. So the battery is, as I am using it, and I'm not really using it a lot because I'm just calling and texting using this phone, and it's pretty much it. I can use it for 5 days without recharging it, so I think it's far better. The Punkt MP02 was dead closer to 3 days. With some use of Bluetooth, it was 2 days. So it's a pretty good 5 days of use. But I'm not listening to music using this phone really. If I can, I take my DAP with me, and so I really use the headphone jack, not to listening to music, but to talking to people using my headphones as a headset for longer phone calls. So this is it. This was my review of the minimal phone. Hope you like it, and see you in the next video.